Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're doing another 8-4 Dragons of Tarkir Fate Reforged draft. Our rare is Haven and the Spirit Dragon. It's worth a ticket, I presume, because it's played in the standard Esper Dragons control list or whatever, but we're just going to take ultimate price because this card's awesome. Nothing else of like super note in this pack beyond that. Sabertooth Outrider and Berserker. I know some people don't like the Berserker, but I do. And Beastbreaker's good. Interceptor is certainly playable. Other than that, pretty lousy picks, but we are by far getting the best card out of this pack. Okay, follow-up pick. Well, I could take the Dragon to stay in black. I'm actually a big Volcanic Vision fan. Other than that, there's like Dragon Fodder, which is also fine. I don't think I want to second pick the Dragon here. I don't mind Acid Spewer Dragon, but I actually think there's a lot of upside to Volcanic Vision. I think the card's pretty strong. I've played it a few times, and as hard as you might think it is to make it work, when it works, it's a real game changer. It's certainly worth 7 mana when you can bring back an instant or sorcery card and deal a bunch of damage to your opponent's creatures. It might be a bit early, but I'm not giving up anything of like too much substance in here. I think Dragon Fodder and like Acid Spewer Dragon on color might be an argument, but like I said, this cycle's not like amazing. They're not going to make or break a deck necessarily. And Dragon Fodder's pretty good too, but I think Volcanic Vision just has like the most potential upside there. I'm also not going to marry either of my colors yet, although Black-Red is good. Okay, best card in this pack. There's Summit Prowler, Kolaghan Aspirant, Coat with Venom. I mean, on color, the on-color picks are certainly the best in the pack. I mean, Dromoka Warrior's fine too, but it's not that much better than like Aspirant and Summit Prowler that I'd want to slam it here. I do think Coat with Venom is good. I'm a huge Kolaghan Aspirant fan. I've been a big fan of this card for a while now, and it's a really nice 2-drop, and it's an irrelevant creature type too, especially if we end up in if we do end up in Black-Red. I think I want the Aspirant. I like Summit Prowler too. I think it's a great price for body, but typically you can never really have enough 2-drops in a deck, and I should be able to find more. 4, 5, 6 drops that are relevant. Okay, so I've got a few blue picks in here, although none of them are like insane. But then again, there's like not anything in here that's all that amazing anyway. But even taking a blue pick, what do I take? Like Lore Master, maybe? Or Silumgar Scorn? I don't know. I probably just take Shambling Goblin. It's a relevant card. It's not insane, but it does work well with Exploit. The one red card I don't think is worth it here. And the blue cards rather, they're not that insane. Artillerist is okay. We'll take Shambling Goblin. Pretty lackluster pick there. All right. So there's some, once again, decent variety of blue cards in here. None of which are like insane. I can take a Silumgar Scorn here. It's a pretty speculative pick. But what am I giving up for it? I could take an Artful Maneuver too. And maybe go, I do like red-white quite a bit. Like there's really just nothing insane in here. Contradict's fine too, but Silumgar Scorn, maybe it's not even really that insane either. There's probably a better chance of me playing Artful Maneuver. Okay. So, Strongarm Monk, which I do like. Couple decent green picks. I like the Monk more than the Tactician. I think we probably take Monk here. It's pretty late. And it can certainly be a powerful card in the right deck. So I almost want to just sort by color at this point and really start focusing on what colors we want to be. I'd like to have that established by the end of the first pack here. All right, that's some late green cards that are strong now. That's interesting. Like, all of these green cards are certainly stronger than Champion of Erishan. I don't hate Champion of Erishan, but I don't really like it all that much either. Soul Road Quartermasters is like the strongest card in here by a mile. But going fourth color now doesn't seem great. I don't really care about Champion of Erishan, though. I really don't. I mean, it plays pretty well with Artful Maneuver and Strong Arm Monk, I guess. I'm going to take the Quartermaster. I mean, that's so late. That's just so late that it kind of tells me green's open. So there's like Sandstorm Charger here. I like Glade Watcher. I like Lurking Arynx too, actually. I think I might like Arynx more than Glade Watcher, but I'm not sure on that. If you can get Formidable going, Arynx is pretty good. Glade Watcher also, you know, a good early blocker. Good way to buy some time. I think I'll take Arynx. I've had some pretty good experiences with this card. Okay, I mean, well, we're in 4 colors now, so sky's the limit. All of these cards are irrelevant rather, every single one. Mystic Meditation is playable, and I dare not go into a 5th color. Yeah, I don't care about any of these. I'm going to take the Dunecaster, I guess. These cards are all irrelevant as well. Sheltered Aerie seems like the one I should be taking. So I will. All right, Evolving Wilds tabling is pretty awesome. There's Profound Journey too, but whatever. I think we kind of need this Evolving Wilds based on this deck already. All right, Artillerist tables, we'll take it. So I think could end up a 4-color deck. We could also end up 3-color. Not exactly established yet what we are doing. All that is established is this pack 1 was a bit of a mess for us, but not a complete disaster. I mean, it does seem like green is ultimately the direction we need to be going. Oh, well, that worked out. I guess when you're in 4-color, you do get to play a lot of different rares that you open. So yeah, I finally get to play Surak. I don't think I've opened him before either, which is nice. Otherwise, what are some other good cards in here? Beastbreaker, Twin Bolt, Scholar and Drowner in blue, of course. Vulturous Haven in black, very good, but we're definitely slamming a Surak. I can't, even though green's open, I can't hope to guarantee table Surak. Okay, I don't mind taking Mischief Cure in here. I actually like it quite a bit. I like it more than both the dragons. Could take another Evolving Wilds as well, but Kieran's actually very playable, and I like it quite a bit. There's also a Twin Bolt, which is removal. Could consider that, because I do have the Volcanic Vision. But Volcanic Vision's going to get awkward if we just end up with a bunch of, non-instant or sorcery cards. I like the Kieran a lot. I think I want to take that. It's definitely that versus Twin Bolt. I'm trying to weigh my red cards versus my white cards right now, because I feel like Ultimate Price is likely getting splashed, but there's no other black cards of any sort of relevance in here. I might want the Twin Bolt. It's tough. I'm going to go Kieran just because I've had good experiences with it. And it's been good against me too. All right, well now I have Tail Slash. There's a Colossadon Yearling, which is on color but might even table. I feel like Tail Slash is the card we want. So maybe I should have taken the Twin Bolt. I mean, I could take Echoes or another Artful Maneuver too, both of which are fine. I think I'm going to go Tail Slash here. It's pretty strong. Certainly good with the high power guys we have already. Okay, so now there's Shieldhide Dragon, Sabertooth Outrider, Sandcrafter Mage. Options, options, options. I probably want Dragon. This is definitely one of the better dragons of that cycle. This and the Hexproof one I think are my favorite ones. I mean, there's also Press the Advantage, which is pretty good, and Sandcrafter Mage is definitely good too. The problem is I'm definitely base green, so I need to focus on what is my second color. I keep waxing and waning between red and white right now. Maybe I just want to make a red-white deck. No, I don't think so. I got to play green. And I definitely want to be base green. So I could just take a green card, but the reason to not do that is there's a better chance that the green card's table. So I want to pick up a premium color, card in a different color. I might just take the Outrider, but I'm going to go Dragon. The lifelink can really mean a big difference here. Geez, Sarkhan's Rage. Some more good green cards. I think we're certainly going to table one of them. We're just going to slam this Sarkhan's Rage here, which plays really well with Volcanic Vision too. Okay. I mean, we only have one dragon currently. I think we're just going to take the Yearling here, which is a really nice 3-drop to get. So we'll take it. As expected, a bunch of green, all of which is good. I'm a huge sucker for the Bowmasters. Salt Road Ambusher, we don't have that many. In fact, we only have a couple morph. Although Mischief Kieran with Salt Road Ambusher is pretty busted. But I'm still tempted to take either Beastbreaker or Bowmaster. All right, I think we can actually look at the curve now. We've got a pretty good idea. We're base green. We're definitely red and white. We're likely just splashing for black for ultimate price, which I think is still okay, especially with the Sheltered Area, which we're almost guaranteed playing. I think I'm going to take Bowmaster here. I like the Beastbreaker, but I'm just a big fan of the Bowmaster. Okay, so we can take Conifer Strider here. Can also take Jamoka Warrior. And if I take Jamoka, I don't even want to play Dunecaster anyway. If I take Jamoka Warrior, it could be a bit awkward. Maybe I just want to be red-green splash. Could be red-green splash white splash black. But the Jamoka Warrior, I feel like it's certainly a better card than Conifer Strider. I'm going to take the Warrior here, just in case. That's a very late Drowner. I'm kind of curious what people are taking. If I'm taking, all 4 colors. So Graceblade Artisan, I don't think we have any creature auras. No, we don't. So I'll take Scream Reach Brawler here. There's also Tread Upon, which does work well with the Monk. But Brawler could actually make this deck. Right now, there's a pretty decent chance it does. All right, I can take Servant. It's fine, not amazing. Can take Echoes here. That's going to play well with Servant. And Quartermasters. Quartermaster Servant play well together too. Yeah, I think it's just Echoes for us. I don't really care about anything else in there. All right. Void Squall. Actually, I might take the Statue for sideboard against Pacifism and Reducing Stature. I kind of always like that plan. All right, Conifer Strider, take on the table, the wheel. Glaring Aegis, I don't think we're likely to play it. So we already almost have a deck, which I presume isn't that hard when you're in 4 colors. But I still think we want to be base green-red, splash white, splash black. And I'm talking super light black splash. But we'll see. All right, Sandstep Mastodon is a monster. So we'll take that. Other notable picks in here. Heel Cutter, of course. But Sandstep Mastodon is just ridiculously good. There's also Sandstep Outcast, which would be fine. Sure Shot, which is, I'm sure, worth this. We're going to take the Mastodon. I think at that point, I just got to start taking some lands so I can make this. Because we currently, technically have enough playables. So I just want to pick up the proper number of. All right, we're going to take Sandblast here. I think we're just going to cut Glaring Aegis. We're going to, we're pretty dedicated mess of colors here. So Currently, our mana base is going to be a wreck unless I pick up the right lands. Like, I've just got to slam Scoured Barrens here, I think. There's Hunt the Weak, though. Maybe I'm better off just not doing Ultimate Price at all. Like, I can make it work with Sheltered Area, and Scoured Barrens would help. I mean, there's also Reach of Shadows. More removal in a 4th color. Maybe I play Jund. Could also table the Scoured Barrens. How good is Hunt the Weak in here anyway? It's all right. There's certainly cards that it's going to work well with. Certainly some it's going to suck with too. But Reach, I guess, is going to work best with Volcanic Vision. Since we already have a deck, I'm just going to take the best card. We'll see if the mana base comes together. Like if I table that. Ugh, I did not want to see Tranquil Cove. All right, we're just going to slam Inoc Guide here. I mean, I could, I guess, take the Map the Waste. I don't think this is an Echoes of the Kin Tree deck just because I'm not going to have enough white to support that. If I take Inoc Guide, it gives me some more early plays because the way it's looking, maybe even Dramoka Warrior and like Artful Maneuver aren't going to make it. I don't mind Map the Waste, though. It does actually ramp us, but so does Sheltered Area. I guess when you're 4-color, you maybe just want Map the Waste. But then again, I kind of like what Inoc Guide does. Even as a 1/1, being able to chump or trade with something if it finds the land you need. Map the Waste can be just a bit clunky to play. I'm going to play Inoc Guide. Cliffs, once again, the land that I don't need help fixing. I just am not running blue, so I don't need that. I could take Arishan Cleric. Pharaoh Krushok's probably the best card for us, I presume. Maybe at this point we start cutting like early white plays. Guess with, I don't know. I mean, Pharaoh Krushok's certainly good. All right. Absent another blue fixer. Well, thankfully we don't have to worry about it because we're just going to slam a Beastmaster here, which is always good. Regardless of the toughness of the creatures in your deck, it's always good. Just the fact that it by itself can draw you a card is pretty insane. So we're going to take that, and I think at this point we just cut the Artful Maneuver. Maybe we're just... There's a chance now that we're just moving into green-red splash black territory, but we can still splash some of these white cards for sure. Yeah. All right. God, another blue land. That is uncanny. There's Warflare. I think we're just slamming Hunt the Weak here. We kind of want to minimize the other colors in our deck since this pack did nothing for our mana base. What am I cutting now? Maybe the Monk. Already kind of good on late game, and it cuts even more white from our deck, which I think could be helpful at this point. Although I do like Strong Arm Monk. I guess we'll think about it during deck building. For now, we can take Hunt the Weak. All right, Windscarred Crag. There's a land that helps us. There's another Inoc Guide and Dragonbell Monk, whatever. Frontier Mastodon. We're just going to take the Windscarred Crag because I do want to play white in here. So we'll take it. All right, Jungle Hollow. Let's help our mana base even further. Otherwise, you know, Grim Contest, Map the Waste would be fine. But at this point, let's just get some lands that make this deck more playable. Could want Cleric, maybe. It seems pretty unlikely I'd make it work, but I'm not really interested in anything else in there. Warflare is pretty strong. Otherwise, Formless Nurturing works well with Monk, actually. And it actually works well with Volcanic Vision. But then again, so does Warflare, and we have a lot of creatures. Warflare could potentially be really strong, although we're pretty clunky. I don't know if we're playing Warflare, actually. I'm going to take the Formless Nurturing instead. All right, Map the Waste. Maybe I do play Map, or find a way to play Map, perhaps. Do I have any enchantments? I have a Sheltered Aerie, which I could bring back. That's about it. But whatever, I'll take it anyway. It's got prowess, right? All right. Maybe Archers is, I don't know, probably not playable in this deck. Okay, so we have enough cards for a deck. Our deck looks pretty decent considering we're, 4-color craziness. I do think we actually have enough tools to make Volcanic Vision work, but I have to do a count. We're like green splash 3 colors, which should be okay. We have to make quite a few cuts. How many cards do we have total for Volcanic Vision if we played all of these? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, not Sheltered Area. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is certainly enough to make Volcanic Vision work. All right. So I think I actually just want to cut some creatures here. I'm okay with cutting Servant to the Scale, but it is something to do early. But at the same time, it's not even optimal in this deck. It works well with Quartermaster, but whatever. So Strong Arm Monk has what, 10 cards I can play? Or 9 rather? No, 10. So there's 10 cards I can play so Strong Arm Monk might actually be good enough for this deck for that reason. Especially with double ramp. I guess Servant is a good card to keep around with Map the Waste, though. What's the weakest cards in our deck? I honestly don't know. I mean, double ramp really makes our 7 drops significantly better. I kind of like our creature base quite a bit. I don't really want to cut 3 or less creatures too, but with ramp, might actually be in our best interest. I think we got to cut some creatures, and I do kind of want to keep Formless Nurturing around. So if I'm cutting creatures, maybe Conifer Strider. Honestly, I think Servant does have to get axed. It's not that it's bad, it's just I feel like I've got more important things I'm doing with this deck than Servant. And even though it is good as a 1-drop, I just am not feeling it in this deck. I don't think I want to get away with 16 lands either, even though I'm running, double ramp. I think I got to go 17 minimum. I think what about the argument for 18 lands? I don't know. 18 lands makes me uncomfortable too with double ramp, because then it's like half of my deck is a mana resource, which I think that can definitely spell some problems. But, I mean, we do have 2 7-drops, so I think I can still get away with 17 lands. And right now I'm already having a problem cutting things, so cutting 4 cards I feel like would be really difficult. I think I'm going to cut Conifer Strider. I actually don't have any problems with the card at all, but I don't think this deck needs it. I kind of want to keep the dragon around. The lifelink can really come up big. I definitely don't want to cut Inoc Guide. How many lands did I got 3 lands that help fix. That's not too shabby. So I want to make 2 more cuts. I mean, Scream Reach Brawler, I guess, is not like optimal in this build by any stretch. It's got 3 toughness, which works well with Hunt the Weak. I mean, I guess you should be looking at power too, but it's just nice that this can kill like 3 toughness, like 3 3s with Hunt the Weak, which is actually nice. But we probably, even Aspirant, I guess, feels awkward, doesn't it? Like, because at this point we're pretty light in red. But the red cards we have are pretty good. Tail Slash, Sarkhan's Rage, Volcanic Vision are certainly strong. So we currently have 16 creatures, including the Formless Nurturing. And I kind of want to keep all my spells, like I said. I can cut Aspirant and Scream Reach Brawler. I guess we're starting to get a bit clunky at that point, but not like horrifically clunky, just a little bit. Like our 3-drop green guys are still very good. And Bowmaster in like a pinch. Does it seem unlikely that I would get Formidable? I mean, we do have Artillerist, Crew Shock. Crew Shock and Airings just, you know. And Surak. No, I think we probably want to keep Airings. The big toughness is nice too. The double red on Volcanic Vision could certainly be a problem, but having Sheltered Area kind of, you know, helps with that problem. And we really don't need much white either. Like 4 cards total right now, and the same with black. So we can focus on red-green, but even focusing on red-green, I almost would rather just focus on green and then splash the other 3, like try and evenly distribute between the remaining 3 colors. So I'm pretty tempted to just cut these 2 guys because I think our white creatures are better, certainly since Mistouf Kieran can be just morphed and Shieldhide Dragon. And Strongarm Monk, you know, mid to late game could still be very good. Whereas like Scream Reach Brawler and Aspirant are good cards, not necessarily for this deck, and not necessarily, I feel like spreading our mana base to necessitate being able to play Aspirant and Scream Reach Brawler early seems like a bit of a mistake. Problem, of course, being with the deck now is that we really don't have that many early plays. Maybe I can find a way to make Servant come back in this deck. But I don't think it's necessary. So it's 14 creatures, including Formless Nurturing, which makes Strongarm Monk slightly less exciting. Strongarm Monk really shines when you have like just a ton of creatures, but I think this is how I'm going to run it. So certainly a unusual deck. Very unusual deck. I'm not super confident with this deck either, but I mean, we've got some powerful spells in here. So, all right, we've only got a couple minutes left. We got to make this mana base work. So, you know, we're going to focus on the green, of course. This would be 10 green, 4 red, 4 white, 4 black. I don't think we need 10 green, do we? Let's go to 9 green. And then maybe we up red by 1 because of the double red and Volcanic Vision. I think that makes sense. So between, you know, 5 sources of red mana and Sheltered Area, and I guess Map the Waste too, we should be okay. And 9 sources of green is got to be enough too. All right, so I don't think this deck's insane. I think it's, like I said, it's interesting. It's not like it's bad. It's just, you know, you usually don't want to go into a draft coming out 4 color, but I had some pretty mixed signals this draft, I think. I mean, one thing was green was certainly open, so that worked out, and I think we jumped in at the right time too. The tabled Quartermasters is just, that's absurd. This card is very strong and should not table. So that was definitely a big indication. All right, so yeah, I think this deck's okay. At least we have like a lot of 5-drops to ramp from 3 to, if that makes sense. And our removal actually looks good because of our splashes. Like Ultimate Price, Sandblast, Reach, Sarkhan's Rage is pretty like Tail Slash. That's an amazing. And Hump the Weak. Like our removal looks great. So we do have that going for us. But we are a bit slow and clunky. So we'll see how we do. You know, yeah, we'll see how we do. Gonna run it like this. We'll see you round 1.